What's going on, guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. Hope everyone's doing well. In today's video, we're going to be doing our monthly iTrustCapital video, but first, we're going to dive into a few things related to the alt market and look at some price charts. Specifically looking at some of the 30 plus alts available on iTrustCapital today, right under my iTrustCapital watch list. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and a huge thank you to all that hit the like button, and let's kick it off. Alright, so first up, for the Bitcoin price chart, posting this back in December, just highlighting that open fair value gap right around the previous R3 in 2023. We finally got the alert yesterday and reached and filled that last sell side imbalance. This is the last level of resistance I have before all-time highs. And back in December, we were highlighting the weekly price chart for the altcoin market. So this is the entire market cap of all crypto assets excluding Bitcoin. So this has Ethereum, stablecoins, and every single alt. Per usual, for every multi-year bear market, we're trapped in accumulation in this tight range, playing a game of ping pong back and forth until we await a breakout out of this level. So we were around 680 billion back on December 3rd, and we can see today that we have broken and filled both of these fair value gaps. Absolutely beautiful. And the alt market today is currently right around 1 trillion, poking as high as 1.05 trillion. So let me add the volume like we had for the previous chart. We can see some beautiful green candles during this breakout, and also look at this accumulation, this tight range starting since 2022, just lasting hundreds of days, if not a few years. And what I like about the Bitcoin monthly price chart is it tells a clear story. So we can see bull run, multi-year bear market, bull run, multi-year bear market, bull run, and we finished off a multi-year bear market. And it's interesting because Bitcoin has broken through every single retracement level, including the weekly fair value gap. And knowing that historically, every Bitcoin halving date has coincidentally been the same year as the elections during stimulus years, as Raoul Pal points out, solely looking at the election years of November in 2012, 2016, 2020, and then even this year of 2024, they've historically always been bullish for crypto. I should switch this back to 2020 because that was the Bitcoin halving date in May. I was actually looking at the 2019 retracement previously. And that doesn't mean that Bitcoin won't see a pullback. Looking on the monthly, we can see the 8 EMA historically has always been held all the way up during a bullish cycle, specifically before and after the halving. So we're holding the monthly 8 EMA, and if we go down to the weekly and look at the 821 exponential moving average, these are all part of the fib sequence, we can see the same thing occur. Just like in 2012, holding above the 21-week EMA, we did have crashes, even wicks below this level, and some of them were really sizable back in the day, like 70, even 80%. Next multi-year bear market getting close to the halving in 2015, 2016, backtest, 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 all the way up. And we did have crashes on the way up anywhere from like 30 to 40%. We've explained the difference of the 2019 retracement as well as the recent top, which had bearish divergence on the monthly time frame, and why this structure is different than the previous cycle. We can see after the Bitcoin halving in May of 2020, we did a backtest here, and then really didn't do any major pullbacks to this level, similar to what we did in 2016, riding it all the way up. So today in 2024, we've yet to see a new Bitcoin all-time price. We have the 21-week EMA right around 42,000. And the last thing before looking at some alt charts, going back to the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, so the alt market, and turning on the pivots, and just to share the levels of confluence we have using Fibonacci pivots and the weekly fair value gaps. We know the 2023 pivot was very close to the bottom of this range, or this open weekly fair value gap, exactly on the wick, and even really close to the 2023 R1 right there at the bottom of this range. Now starting January 1st, we got the new pivots for 2024, so we can see the R2 exactly on this fair value gap on the bottom of this range. So I'm excited to see what the coming weeks bring, just knowing that this year we still have this open fair value gap above. We can see the weekly RSIs and overbought, and taking a look at the monthly, we've still yet to pierce into overbought. And although the total crypto market cap doesn't have as much historical data as Bitcoin, we can see each time we have pierced 70, we have historically always created a new all-time high price. So definitely excited to see this RSI curl up this year and close during a monthly candle above 70. Notice that the all-time high for the altcoin market is right on the 2023 R3 at 1.7 trillion. And historically, the higher Bitcoin goes and the higher Ethereum goes, the better for the alt market. Notice, US spot Bitcoin ETFs at about $5 billion of net inflows in 5 trading weeks. Currently on pace to easily beat Bloomberg Intelligence's year 1 net inflow estimate of between 10 billion to 15 billion. So they're discussing potential of 2 to 3 times more. And looking at Bitcoin's market cap currently at 1.2 trillion, its all-time high market cap was 1.29 trillion. Compared to Ethereum with 400 billion, it is 3 times smaller than Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin already has $5 billion of net inflow, or even goes to 10 billion or 15 billion in net inflows alone, how much of that could flow to Ethereum if Ethereum is in fact next for approval for a spot ETF in the US? Even if it's not 5 billion, say it's 1 or 2 billion, that is a lot more powerful for ETH being 3 times smaller than Bitcoin. And friendly reminder that spot ETFs already exist in other jurisdictions, but it's a very big deal to have them in the US. There are already spot ETFs for other assets, but keep in mind in the United States, alt ETFs are simply a matter of time. So whether it's Ethereum, Solana, XRP, alts in the top 10 and then later more. So let's take a look at different assets available on iTrustCapital and how they've done since their all-time high to their cycle low. We have AVAX from its cycle low thus far on the weekly time frame pumping over 400%. We have Solana from this crazy cycle low thus far doing over 1500%. And we're finally starting to see other assets wake up holding above the 21-week EMA. So we have Algo and then we have Compound. With this 100-week moving average, we had AVAX and Solana blast through this level. We have the graph or GRT performing really well, holding above the 21-week EMA, breaking past this 100-week moving average. And notice right here the weekly RSI also went into overbought where momentum is at a high. We have Gala on the right. We have wicked up to the 100-week moving average yet to break through, and the weekly RSI is yet to pierce into overbought. We have Litecoin starting to wake up a bit. We can see it cross the 50 line for the RSI, entering some bullish territory, even surpassing the 100-week moving average. We also have the HBAR price chart on the right, breaking out of accumulation, finally surpassing 10 cents after hundreds and hundreds of days, backtesting the 21-week EMA, and notice that the weekly RSI is also in overbought, whereas the momentum is at a much higher level. We have Chainlink on the left. This is one of the assets alongside AVAX, Solana, and more that have at least already retraced up to the March and April 2022 high, if not even higher. So Chainlink was in clear accumulation for hundreds of days until finally getting that big break, and we have HBAR finally showing signs of life, breaking out of accumulation, yet to reach the March and April 2022 high like some assets have done. So just scrolling through some of the assets available on iTrustCapital, we have Aave starting to wake up. We have Cardano also starting to wake up, breaking past the 100-week and the golden cross right there. We have Algo still below the 100-week. We have Cosmos or Atom initially hitting resistance, now breaking through the 100-week. We have AVAX absolutely rocketing over 400% or over 5x. And of course, the King Bitcoin nearing all-time highs. We have Curve or CRV still at the lows. We have Polkadot starting to wake up, challenging some previous highs in accumulation. We have Ethereum breaking out over the past few weeks, notice coming up to the March and April 2022 high. Other assets like Flow starting to wake up after backtesting the 21-week, still below the 100-week. We have Matic still below its March-April 2022 high. QNT or Quant is running sideways in this range for now. We have Sand starting to wake up. Solana, of course, still going. We have Uniswap also waking up, drawing a lot higher, coming up to the March and April 2022 high. We have XLM or Stellar poking up a bit. And same thing for XRP. The structure is a little different than others. It's not quite flat. We are in an uptrend. We can see this backtest on the 100-week. And even other alts like Tezos finally reaching the 100-week moving average. So let's run through a few things for iTrustCapital as tax season is ending in April. So I was very happy being with iTrustCapital in 2020 before the bull run, and I expect that to be the case long term in the crypto asset class. This is linked in the video description for anybody curious. It is free. There's just a 1% transaction fee if you trade. If you don't trade, you're not paying anything. I like the option to trade 24/7, 365, rather than leveraging a broker for a Bitcoin spot ETF where you can only trade, 5 days a week with limited trading hours. And whether we're in a bull or a bear market, or even if we're just trending sideways for days on end, I like the ability to trade 24/7, 365 right on the mobile app or on the PC into the US dollar. So I'm not forced to go into a stablecoin where there's counterparty risk. I can rebalance accordingly. Even if this is just a bag I'm holding over the coming years. So I'm happy to have my Roth IRA with iTrustCapital. They do leverage a qualified custodian. They are not lending your funds out, and these assets are held in enterprise-grade cold storage. And I'm in the crypto asset class for asymmetric potential in terms of risk and reward. So I'll likely have my Roth IRA in the crypto asset class for years and years. If I do make a lot of money, I can always withdraw it. I can throw it in the S&P 500 and go back to Vanguard or whatever broker I choose. But I like having a Roth IRA in the crypto asset class. And of course, you can have multiple Roth IRAs if you decide to be in the stock market and crypto. I just like the flexibility it provides. And friendly reminder for anybody that already has a Roth IRA or is looking to start one, the tax season ends in April, so you can still make your 2023 contributions. So that's $6,500 if you are under the age of 50 or $7,500 if you are 50 years or older. So lots of excitement in the market right now as Bitcoin has retraced before the halving that's set to take place in April. And I saw this tweet by iTrustCapital, so Ryan. It's a good day to be Ryan, and he says he rolled 20,000 from an old 401k into iTrustCapital back when Bitcoin was 19,000. Best bet I ever made. And he's replying to Digital Asset News on Twitter, who's also a big iTrust fan. So feel free to check out the link in the top of this YouTube video description and in the pinned comment. If you use that link and you fund an account, you get a $100 funding reward in USD. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Huge thank you to all that hit the like button, and I'll catch you next week. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate if you could hit the like button, let me know your thoughts down below, and my link tree is linked in the top of this YouTube video description, with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.